Well, good afternoon again. Nice and warm. I hope you're all okay. Stay in and stay safe. I'm going to talk about a donkey race today, but look, I'm actually drinking from a cup where I used to work for the donkey sanctuary in Sidmouth. But there we are, that's another story. Richard Henry come running in a great hurry. "Moo, moo, moo," said he. He's always told when he's excited because he'd a stammer. "What's the matter?" said Mother. "Take your time. Should think you had a hot teddy in your mouth." I was down Warren Street and I see the man sticking up some get bills. "Get twalls about." "Notice about the rates," said Feather. "That's some joke," remarked Mother. "'Tisn't no joke when we got pay 'em. Well, boy, what's it all about?" "There's going to be a donkey race and he'd start at 630. "Don't be so silly," said Mother. "What you'd mean is 6:30 by the clock." "No, 'tisn't by the clock," said Richard Henry. "'Tis down rectory sides." "I don't care what it mean. We'd mean to go, don't us, Ma?" "So we will." And on Thursday evening, Mother had her best black dress and a lopman hat, with imitation carrots twined round the brim, ready to go to the races. "We're off, and don't forget to put away the tea things and tidy up the place bit like. Then there's dishcloths in the buzzer soaking. Wring 'em out and put them upon the line to dry. And if you see haven't got nothing else to do, the slab could do with a rub over." "I just made up my mind I'll go with thee." "We have to buy something to chow," said Richard Henry. "Yes, so we shall. Run us in for a penhead of nicey. Ask the woman to have them mixed and picked out the hard ones. They'll last longer and they don't make your hands so clibby." "Got them, have he? What did the woman say?" "Nothing, except wanted to know if she should send them." At last they reached a turnstile, and what a crush! Hundreds all pushing to get in as early as possible. "Here's a sixpence piece," said Mother. "You pay for the both of us like a man." He drops down the sixpence and takes up 6 pennies change. "Thank you," said the man at the gate. "I'm glad to get rid of some of my coppers." "'Tis going begin," shouted the crowd as they rushed and the crowd around the ropes. A row of donkeys were lined up on one side of the field, and a prettier sight could not be seen for miles. "Feather had a donkey once, afore he had me," said Mother. "Number 1, shouted the man with the large trumpet, "is called Boiling Water." "She's a beauty," remarked Mother, "and a racer, like all they little grey ones are. Look to me like as if she got stockings on." "Number 2 is called Self-Starter." "Yes, and you'd be lucky if you can start her." "Number 3 is Lambeth Walk." A man in the front row said, "A very good name for him, because he's better able to walk than run." "Number 4, at last but not least, is Cameron Booty." This one, without a doubt, was the favourite. Cheer after cheer went up as number 4 took his place. "Look out!" shouted the crowd, but he was too late. Cameron Booty had ate the starter's coat in his mouth and tore a get piece out of him. "That will Baron. He's finished," said a small man who was so excited that he had eaten his programme and had to buy another one. "No, when I know that donkey. Some age as my maid Janie. Brought up together they was. Only last Monday he ate most of the washing on the clothesline. No, they went Baron." "Ready," started the starter as he blew the whistle, but Lambeth Walk had gone to lie down. After some of the committee had talked the matter over, they decided to ask the band to play something more lively. Then they played "Another Little Drink Wouldn't Do Us Any Harm," and after that the band left. "Look, what's the matter with Self-Starter? She's buzzing round like a top." "She'd have suffered from atmospherics," explained the man with the bowler hat on. "So he ought to know." "I should think her battery was run down," remarked the woman who sells tripe up at the marketplace. At last all was ready. 1, 2, 3, and off they went. "Cameron Booty is running well. She's leading," shouted the tall man, who was the only one who could see. Go on," shouted the crowd, but Cameron Booty had turned round and was racing the wrong way. Unfortunately, the band had left the big drum behind, and when Boiling Water got near him, went up his hind legs and threw the rider right on top of the drum. Round and round the ring they raced like engines, 2 going one way and 2 in the opposite direction. The third time round, Lambeth Walk's head got light. Up went his hind legs, down went his head, and up went a piece of mud that struck the judge right between the eyes. Everything was now in confusion. "Who's won?" shouted the crowd. "As far as I can see," replied the judge, rubbing his eyes. "As there are 4 prizes, of course, they've all won a prize." This decision caused great satisfaction to the crowd, who shouted and cheered, "3 cheers for the judge." Mother said, "I'm so glad they all treated alike. 'Tisn't fair for one to be in front, 'cause then one is sure to be behind." "Let's have a few chips," said Richard Henry. "I'm starving." Another little story here now about donkeys. This one's by David Prowse. Sammy had a donkey. Sammy had a donkey. He wasn't very bright. If you tried to turn him leftwards, he would veer off to the right. Sometimes he would gallop, and sometimes he would crawl, and he'd sometimes dig his heels in, and he wouldn't go at all. His eyes were different colours, and he only had 1 ear. He was knock-kneed in his front legs and bandy in the rear. His teeth was broke and busted from chewing on a slet, and his tail was short and stumpy where he'd pinched it in the gate. One day I says to Sammy, "How is it, my old dear, that you bought that bloomin' donkey and you've kept him all these years?" "I'll tell you how it is," he said, and pointed to his wife. "We'd a reckoned that their animal had saved our married life. 'Cause I'm nothing much to look at when all is said and done. My face was slapped together when the Lord was having fun. And my beloved missus, she went never tell a lie, so I wouldn't pay her compliments for fear of her reply. But since I got that donkey, 'tis like Christmas every day. I'd tell her how she's pretty, and she'd look at me and say, 'Dear Sam, I'll give 'ee kisses, and I'll sit upon your lap, 'cause compared to that there donkey, you're a handsome-looking chap.'" Now, I got another little one, quick one here if I can. This is by a great friend of mine now called Pete Sampson. He's a Porthlevemer. He come from Porthlevemer, but he's in South Wales living now. But he sent me this little... He's been watching a pair of blue tits nest him, so he's just done this little poem for me. It's a bird's life. 2 little birds became a pair, decided lovingly a life to share. These little birds now need a nest. Man-made nesting box looks the best. Mr. and Mrs. Bluetit decided there to reside. Now bring materials from far and wide. Straw and grass and bits of fluff, and much more miscellaneous stuff. Now with nest assembled, nice bed made, things are now ready for eggs to be laid. Now to decide how many there shall be. Day 4, and woe betide, now there's 3. Now each day another is laid, then a total of 6 a family is made. To see mother birds sitting night and day, waiting to see hatch with delight. A few days later on a chick we can see, then suddenly we see there are 3. Chicks 4 and 5 hatch at last, 1 egg left, but days have passed. Feeding 5 chicks is now main job. Busy times for birds I name Mary and Bob. Chick stretching neck, beak open wide. Parent birds no food must provide. Seeds and bugs and other tasty bits, picked and chewed for little mouths to fit. Each chick's beak open so very wide, Mum and Dad feeding them side by side. Chicks are growing day by day, colours, shape and feathers to display. Flapping wings with all their might, I believe our little birds are practising flight. Sooner or later, when time is right, our family of chicks will take flight. Now we must provide and do our part, prepare the table for those who depart. Thank you very much.